Hello, are you out there? It's Mark with Redo Over, and we're back to our Stellaris vanilla playthrough. I've got a bit of a stiff neck this week. I don't know why, so I'm gonna be like doing the old Batman thing here. I can't really turn it this way, so sorry about that. Yeah, what do we got? We are doing a couple of things. We are going to jump into the galactic community and try and get a resolution passed. We're going to sort through some of those, not all of them, but we'll look at a handful of them. But we're also going to, via a comment, someone said, hey, what about victory conditions? You keep skipping over the victory conditions tab. Well, that's how you win the game. So let's start at victory conditions, and then maybe something we learn in there can inform us as to what we want to push forward agenda-wise in the galactic community to help us win the game ultimately. We're a ways out on finishing the game, period, but we're probably like 100 years out till this thing wraps. So let's jump to the situation log, and down at the bottom we have situations, empire focus, anomalies, and victory. Here we go. So currently we have the Zaburian protectors, the Principality of Fula is number 2, the Kenjodan Democratic Sons, Tal Akuran Hegemony, and the Free Estwanian Confederacy. You can see the overall score here, and they're broken out. We have total rank, total score, and then the score breakdowns are things like economics, technology, number of systems, number of colonies, number of populations, that is to say, subject empires, federations formed, crisis ships killed, relics collected. These are all the ways we can score the game. Now, the Zabrians are a fallen empire. They're not really playing against us in a sense that they're not going to actively try and drive their score up. Their score functionally won't change. It's just going to sit there. They're not going to do a whole lot. Now, certainly you could waken them up. You could awaken them. Yeah, that would be the word. Wake them up, not waken them up. In which case they could jump out there and kill a bunch of crisis ships and snatch the victory from you. If they're more active than you are in the galaxy towards the late game, that's a possibility. But for now, they're dormant. They're not going to do anything. So where do we come in? Well, we are fortunately ranked number 2, Principality of Fulu. Now I'm noticing there's a gap. We don't see player 3. Who's rank 3? They're not on this list. But ultimately, it means there are 6 of us total that we're competing against, at least as far as I can tell. Now, when we click on ourselves, we can get a sense of what we're doing right, or what we've scored points on, and what we've done nothing with, or we're doing poorly on. Currently, our economic strength is yielding over 50% of our total score. So we're doing a good job building up the buildings, keeping a balanced economy, making sure we're driving forward on all of our resources, energy, mineral, trade, the whole deal. Presumably that's all taken into account with the economic score, I guess. I don't know that I can't get a sub breakdown. So does that count resources you have stored? Question. That's something you folks would have to dig in a little deeper, either on like the wiki for the game, or possibly on Reddit, right? Like, hey guys, if I have 50,000 energy stored, does that 50,000 stored energy drive up my economic strength? Question. To me, if you had 10, 50,000 and all these stored up here, that would give you a lot of economic strength. It represents resources you've already gathered. Question, but I don't know. So just know that in general, by having people gainfully employed, having a good mixture, and keeping all those numbers in the positive probably is going to help you with your economic score overall. Okay. Secondly, tech level. Wow. 179. That represents less than 1/10 of our total score. Now, for our playthrough, we've very specifically been going extremely low tech. Is okay, but yeah, driving that forward faster is going to help. Number of systems, well, we're doing very well on that. Over 1/10 of our score is coming from systems. Over 1/10 of our score is coming from the number of colonies, and about 1/10 of our score exactly is coming from our population. So these middle three, in particular, number of systems, number of colonies, and number of pops, just means how much you've grown, how much you've spread out. Now, if you recall, when I switch this out here, when I think last episode I mentioned how if you count up the Talacuran hegemony's number of systems, and we estimate the free Estwanians' number of systems, and then we count up how our densely packed star systems, we're well ahead of them. So, and one thing that we did many episodes ago was we made a immigration treaty with the Talacurans to allow their people to colonize in our space. We can make colony ships with them, which gave us some sort of low rent, colonies. I don't know, like a Wegmore, Raltree, like I think 3 or 4 of our colonies, including the newest colony ship we are building currently for the Troidum system, are all going to be Talacuran population. But what that's doing is, by allowing those Talacurans to come in as slightly less effective, there's nothing wrong with the Talacurans. This is that we don't, mixing them with our people don't work so well, quite honestly, is I found out the stupid way by just being like, oh, I'll just move our people into a hellhole. Yes, they will suffocate in this atmosphere that's ill-suited for them. Long story short is, by inviting the Talacurans in, it got us additional colonies and additional pops. So it is score. We are winning the game by bringing more people into our empire, period. So we'll keep driving those 3 up. Systems, colonies, and pops will continue to grow throughout the game as long as we're not suffering military defeats, right? What else we got down here? Subject empires, none. We haven't subjected anyone to us. No subjugation. No federations formed, although if we get a shot at that technology, we will do it, because that will play into our diplomatic tradition tree that we're currently working on, right? We're being friendly with everyone, very namaste. We're peaceful, obviously. Crisis ship killed? None yet. Crisis isn't going to happen until the late game, the last third of the game, so we'll be ready for it. Even though we're pacifists, I believe we'll be able to go full gloves off on the crisis ships. Yeah. It's going to be like Snatch. Yeah, the boxer guy. If you haven't seen Snatch, it's a great movie. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch are fantastic Guy Ritchie movies. And finally, relics collected. I don't even know how you do that. I don't know how you get relics. You just find them. You do missions, and they're out there somewhere. Hopefully, we'll get a cool one or two. Yeah, we'll see. So that being said, let's now jump into the Galactic Council and see if any of the policies can help us win. I mean, we're winning. We're doing good. But we've got to overtake that dang fallen empire. Here we go. So again, I will remind you that we are sitting with the most overall diplomatic weight. These two are at a functional tie between them. The Kendogen are quite weak, and there we are with a considerable lead. As I'm looking at this, our value of 863 diplomatic weight is modified by diplomatic grants. That's the edict. Remember, edicts are our superpower. We have that turned on all the time with all edicts, obviously, at a plus 10%. In delegate, we assign Big Esmeralda as our delegate. So we took her away from a governorship, which helps some of our planets functionally. I think that's actually maybe why we dropped a little bit on a couple of these resources. Is maybe, I don't know, but we lost a little bit of governing efficiency because we pulled Big Esmeralda out. But it gives us big ups on that score. Anything else we're benefiting from? Diplomatic weight is 617. Fleet power adds 84 to that. So I'm just trying to think. Less than a fifth, more than a tenth. Sorry, those are weird numbers to do maths on. Maybe 15% is coming from fleet power. Just, yeah, it's early in the morning. I can't do those numbers. 76 from our fleet, which let's think about this. Can we figure out where the 76 is coming from? We have 36 ship up there, right? Up here. So 2 times, that would be 72. So I don't know where the 76 comes from. It's about twice of our naval capacity at this point. Or not naval capacity, but naval volume. We have matching our capacity. Right? This is our naval capacity is 52. We have 56. I don't even know what the word is. Naval coverage, Navy size is this 36. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing the plot here. We have the fleet supremacy turned on, which is giving us an additional 10% to that diplomatic weight. So essentially, this is Teddy Roosevelt, carry a big stick, right? Be nice to people in diplomatic, and then carry a really big violent stick, so they know to take your niceties seriously. They know to vote the way you want them to, so that you don't have to kill them for not voting the right way. Our pops 294, so having a larger population does help. Our economy 176, and technology 72. So again, this is a way to look at the game of how you can play. We've talked about a little bit about how we could go much harder in technology. We're deliberately not. However, we're making little trade-offs where, yeah, we have more diplomatic weight from our traditions, or we grow our population faster, or we have a stronger economy because we took a species trait early on at the beginning of the game that gives us extra mineral output or extra trade output for our clerks or bureaucrats or no, traders. Sorry, I'm thinking of clerks. That's a way long time ago. So yeah, you could drive forward how your population grows, how many buildings, how strong your economy is, how much technology you have. All those things will help with that diplomatic weight. So by really leaning into what you're doing, it can help out. Now, in my opinion, getting something like diplomatic grants turned on for just a 10%, 10% of 863 is 86. So by turning on diplomatic grants, it is functionally giving us as much diplomatic weight as our entire fleet turned on right now. In as much as all of our technology, just from that one grant, twice, 1/2 of what the economics is, and about 1/3 of what the population is. So just a way to look at it. But there's a lot of little dials you can use to adjust your diplomatic power. Okay, so we've looked at galactic community and we've looked at diplomatic weight scores. Sweet. Now what do we do? Well, we're going to be keeping our eye out, FYI, as new leaders come up. The leaders refresh every several years to hire. There's a new pool of leaders. We want to see if any new leaders, now that the galactic community is formed, will give us some leader traits that will benefit them specifically. Here is a galactic representative. I don't know what the term is a delegate. There may be some specific traits that are like, yes, you can get a resolution bonus or resolutions passed faster or whatever. So we'll keep an eye out for that, because we might as well just turn every dial we can on this galactic community. That aside, we had already looked at the Senate floor tab. Nothing. This will be the resolutions, that people are proposing. Nothing's in here yet. No one's done anything. Supporters, opponents, abstaining. That's right. Call in a favor, and plus minuses, resolutions. Here we go. Look at this little breakdown here, folks. Let's look at the main categories real quickly. Commerce and industry, politics and culture, environment and technology. This feels like the Jeopardy categories right here. Defense and war, galactic priorities. Now, I also noticed that there seem to be little breakouts here. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 3 options in there, 3 in here, 1, 7, that's 10, that's 11, 14, 17, 20, 21, 24, 27, 28, 29 total subcategories. Interesting. And you got to feel for how much support is there. This is useful immediately because what we can see is that if we try and go after something with weak support, we might be spinning our wheels. So of all the options in here, I see a lot of red and a small amount of yellow. But I think we should focus on the yellow first. So let's see. So rather than like spending 30 minutes reading through every single one of these things, let's go through the yellow ones at the very least, because we see that there's intermediate support, and we'll see if one of these would be useful to us. You don't want to put forward a resolution that's not going to help you out. There are resolutions in here that might be something like you have to have a larger fleet size or something like that. And we might not be good at building fleet size, or whatever. Or you can't have any slaves. We're going to ban slavery throughout the galactic community. And you happen to have picked a trait when you started the game that gives you extra, slave bonuses or something like that. So it would be detrimental to your build to do that. So let's see what we got. I'm sure one of these in here is more priests, huh? I love the priest juice. Here we go. Buzzword standardization. Empires likely to support this resolution are the Talacurans and the Kendogens. And what would this get us here? Well, we need influence to propose this. Buzzword standardization cost 100 total influence. Diplomatic weight from economy plus 20%. Yes, we have a very strong economy. Trade from jobs plus 5%. Upkeep from priests plus 5%. Oh, I don't know like that. I can pay those priests more. They should be working for free. Here we go. What about regulation facilitation? Same cost of influence, 100 influence to push us forward. Diplomatic weight from economy plus 20. Worker pop resource output plus 2.5%. Habitability minus 2%. Interesting. Let's keep going. Let's scroll down here. We're in the environment and technology section. Pan-galactic recycling initiatives. Wow, that sounds exciting. Diplomatic weight from economy minus 20%. Pop consumer upkeep, goods upkeep minus 5%. Clear blocker time plus 10%. So that would be specifically a mid-game or late early game choice where you are focusing on clearing blockers? No, wait. Clear blocker time plus 10%, not minus. Jesus, why would anyone... Sorry, don't mean to take the Lord's name in vain there. Why would anyone want to make blockers longer to clear? No, you would choose this one if another alien species had a much more powerful economy than you, and you wanted to kick them in their balls, then you would try and do that. Slow. You're throwing a monkey wrench in the spokes of their engine. We don't want that. What about this? Cooperative research channels. Diplomatic weight from tech plus 20. Research station output plus 10. Starbase upkeep plus 5. So you notice everything kind of has a positive. Okay, let's really talk about the three things that we're seeing. You notice the same pattern, right? The modifiers. There's three modifiers, right? There's three modifiers. The first modifier is weighted to good or bad depending on where you are relative to everyone else. This is the lever arm. It's the leverage you're exerting. You're either going to slow down another civilization or you're going to help your civilization. The first option, the diplomatic weight from tech in this case, is the lever. Are you technological or not? Okay, we're not. So it's a lever against us. The second option, second modifier, is a general bonus to functionally everyone. Research station output plus 10%. Everyone has some research station output. It helps everyone. It's good for everyone. The final modifier, the third modifier, is the penalty. In this case, Starbase upkeep plus 5% hurts everyone. So it's a lever, a good, a bad. And if we come up here to Pan-Galactic, we can see that the diplomatic weight from economy is the lever, depending on whether you have a strong economy or not. Pop consumer good upkeep minus 5%. is the good for everyone. It helps out. It doesn't hurt anyone. And finally, the bad, clear blocker time plus 10%. It takes longer to clear a blocker. That hurts everyone. Okay. Now, you might be particularly good at it, but it's no bonus, that's for sure. So, good way to kind of understand and break that down. We certainly don't want cooperative research channels because we suck at research. What else we got here? Readied shield, sweet. So the lever is diplomatic weight from fleet power plus 20%. Surprisingly, that's a lever in our favor, even though we're not we're pacifist. We have a reasonable amount of fleet, and we have a lot of headroom on our naval cap, so we could build that up much more. So I would say that's not a negative against us. Naval capacity plus 10%. That's the bonus. It's good for us and everyone else. Ship upkeep plus 5%. That's the bad. So possibly something we'd want to put forward. And then we have rules of war. We have two options in here. Guardian Angels Act. Diplomatic weight from fleet power minus 20%. Boo. Defensive armor morale. Forget that. Reverence for life? Maybe. Hold on. This is a big cost, $150 to put this out there. This is a more expensive one. Purging, other than displacement, and the use of world crackers is banned. By world crackers, I think they just mean like celebratory firecrackers. I don't know. You guys would have to figure that out on your own. Diplomatic weight from fleet power, minus 40%. That is a massive lever. Massive leverage there. Defensive army morale, plus 15%. Army upkeep, plus 5%. That's a negative. War exhaustion gain, minus 5%. Meaning you can fight longer. That's interesting. That's a real mixed bag on that one. Not something we want. Whoa, that's it. That's everything. Okay. I don't have to worry about choosing one right now, though, because we don't have enough influence. Do any of these sound good? I mean, listen, we can... Again, there's quite a few weak support ones. I'm not going to drag us through all these. You're going to want to look through everything yourself. I'm sure there's some really good ones, but we'll check this out. The first option is coming in at 100 influence with 3 modifiers. The second one is coming at 150 influence with 4 modifiers. And finally, the third option is coming at 200 influence with 4 modifiers and an effect. So 5 things it's changing. In this case, the effect is observation posts provide consumer goods while observing pre-FTL civilizations. That's damn specific. If you have several observation posts in your empire, that could be pretty good. If you have none, then that probably wouldn't make that much sense. Okay, that being said, one of these looked reasonable to me off the bat. We're going to go for one that has intermediate support, and we need to save up 100 influence because we're still trying to claim systems. But yeah, we want to get something out there. So that something is... That's not bad. And I don't like the priest juice tax, though. That's not really cool. Don't mess with our priests, folks. Regulatory facilitation? Maybe it's okay. We're still in the early parts of colonizing, though, so I won't want to hit our habitation right now. You can get your bonuses to your habitation through traditions, through technology, maybe leaders, and get your habitation rates up to 100%, right? So taking a minus 2% hit to that would be no big deal. But at this early stage of the game, that would not help us out. We're struggling with habitation as it is. Which one did I like? Not that one, because the technology. One of these military ones I was looking at here. Readied shield. Diplomatic weight from fleet power plus 20 navy cap. Yep. I could see doing the mutual defense. I like that one. I like mutual defense. So let's save up our influence, and we'll come back in, and we'll try and get that kicked off and push the galactic community forward. Now, what that means is that we're not going to be able to just claim the next system, but we will keep surveying systems. Where were we at here, folks? Belt Manglers, where are you guys? You're down here? I'm going to send you back. I believe we built a station at Dittram, and shipyard is in progress. Okay. And we have the Raspy Rap Scallions. Where are you folks? Also there at Troydom. You need repairs. So as soon as the shipyard's done, we're going to send out our military fleet. So let's scroll down here so we can just keep an eye on Ditchrum. When that progress bar scoots over, oh, we got to speed that up. Fast. Is fast enough? I think so. Ooh, they're sending a colony ship into UNAC. We knew they were going to colonize that planet in the UNAC system there. And construction completed. Excellent. Fear No Spaceborne just finished up their project at Troidum. And so, is there anything else for them to work on? No. Let's backtrack Fear No Spaceborne out of there and get them to work on the science down here. Cannot build this type of station? What? Around any planet in the system? What? Oh, because someone else is already doing it? Yeah. Oh, we have all of our constructors down here. So let's send the Fear No Spaceborne down to Zandaban. Move here. There we go. That'll get them out of our hair. Run that clock forward. Ditchrum's nearly wrapped. Oh, and I see something's popped up in our galactic community. We'll take a look at it in just a moment, folks. Boom. Okay, we're pausing the game right there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump to our military fleets. We have some repairs needed and some upgrades needed. So we will simply click on the belt manglers and we're going to send them to upgrade and presumably repair. Can you do both? No. It's one or the other. Okay, that's weird. And the Raspy Rapscallion, let's get them for repair. So we're going to back them out of Troidum, which is cool. That'll get our military fleets taken care of. And what's going on up here at the galactic community? Guardian Angels Act. Let's take a look here at the Senate floor. Up next, diplomatic weight behind it currently is 419. This is the Kendogen and the Talakurin are linking up to get this passed. And this would be diplomatic weight from fleet power. I don't like that. Not one bit. Not one bit. What a garbage proposal. We're still working on influence. Okay, so here's the next question. Senate in recess for the next 603 days. Oh my gosh. No, I can vote on this right now. Right? I can support it, oppose it, abstain, or call in a favor. I don't think we have any favors right now. The Kendogen have pushed us out there. You want to wonder why? Because the Kendogen are weak. They're friendly with us, but they're weak. They're so weak. Oh, it sickens me that they're trying to push for the Guardian Angels Act. It's because I don't like it, politically speaking. All right. Run that clock. Run that clock. What's the Canway doing? Doing a bunch of nothing? Where are you at, Canway? They just wrapped a Ditchrum? Yeah, let's move them on to Cybin. Build that research station. We actually have quite a few little things to get filled in here, so that'll be good for us. So I'm going to run them along. And I am being careful to make sure no colony ships or constructors are coming into our space. We don't want anyone building in our space. Pause again. What do we got going on here? Belt Manglers repaired. Fantastic. Let's just look real quick. Everyone is fully upgraded and or repaired. I like that. We have 500 alloy sitting right now. That is good. Do any of our shipyards have any empty building or module slots? They don't. You would be able to tell that because you would get a little symbol right about here if there was a building slot available. Not unlike up in your colonies where you'll get these images like this, building slots available. See these little orange houses? That's what that means, right? You guys have seen different options in there. But you'll get the same thing for your stations, I believe. So currently all of our stations are fully developed, right? So that's good. They're up to date. I like that. Close that down. What are we looking at, though? The Canway. What the hell are you doing? They're moving. Bones of a Dead Star is right here. They just finished at Escaminza. Again, I want to claim systems, but I can't claim systems because of our current situation. I do have a trade node over here at Daminu. Yeah, Daminu. Should I send someone all the way around to go work on that? Oh, gosh, that's a heck of a flight. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt. Let's have them do it. We're going to send them around the long way. 2 mining stations. Oh, They can go through friendly space. All right, that's cool. Anything else going on? Are you in orbit? Is that what that means? Docked at Fu Station. The Morning Aster? Oh, that's our colony ship. Oh, shit. Glad I looked. Here we go. Grab the Morning Aster. What a great name, by the way. Let's click on Troidum 3A. Let's colonize with our ship. The Morning. So we could build a new ship with Talacure. We could build a new ship with Babaki, right? So colonization costs, right? I mean, we haven't built it yet, but we actually have a ship ready. So this will show you all your colony ships that are just floating around. Habitability is at 90%. It's a really good world for them. So yeah, we're going to select the ship and we're going to colonize. So good luck, Troidum Prime. Okay, that's a great name for it. That's done. They're en route. I like that. And again, I'm just watching our influence costs here, folks. Caster wrapped up. Yeah, all right. I think we'd gone through our colonies on our last playthrough, kind of like gotten everything sort of up to date. I see we're falling behind a little bit on consumer goods and food. We'll get that handled here in a moment. It's no big deal. Repairs completed for the Raspy Rapscallions. And bad luck, Lawrence got a new trait. Excellent. What do we get? Adaptability. Where's that coming in? Leader experience gains plus 20%. Oh, that's awesome. Wow, Lawrence is already a level 4 leader. Lots of great traits there. What an awesome commander. I love that. So I'm just checking out up here. Plus 27 energy. A lot of extra minerals. Food is right on the cusp. And consumer goods. We're still struggling with consumer goods. I would say that our trade and our alloys are looking pretty sweet. Although we probably don't need that much trade. Let's jump into the market real quickly. Let's reduce how much food we're selling a little bit. We'll just drop it down by 5. Add edit. Now that's going to drop our trade a little bit as well, which is fine. We want to keep our trade relatively tight. Always a little bit in the positive. You know, I'm always trying to build up these piggy banks, these surpluses. Can I get more consumer goods? Probably get a couple more. Boom, boom. Yeah, add edit. And then what are we doing with our... Oh, gosh, son of a beep. Hold on. I meant to look at the cost of exotic gases. Slowly creeping up. I do need to add that trade back in there. We need to buy exotic gases in the amount of 3. Add edit. Boom. That's more or less where we were. So you'll see our trade will drop down a bit. Our consumer goods will even out, and our food will go positive again. So one thing that doesn't take influence is we want to make sure our new, more advanced medical centers are getting built. Now, they are limited by the amount of exotic gases we have per turn. Currently, we're bringing in plus 4 exotic gases a turn with a piggy bank of 106. So let's just jump in real quickly. We can upgrade this medical center. That's right. Building upgrade to gene clinics will cost us 0.9 exotic gases per month in upkeep. Where we got blocked before, though, is just to build the building. Initially, it does require 45. If you look down at the very bottom of the pop-up box, I can't point to it with my mouse, is 45 exotic gases per. So because we have 106 total stored, we can build 2 gene clinics. We can upgrade. So our home world, yeah, let's do it on our home planet first. So boom, there you go. That'll take 360 days, or sorry, 240 days at 360 minerals. So it's pretty damn cheap for right now. Who else? Let's jump over to Isius. They could get one going. Isius is sitting decent, though, with 1.8k pops. They've kind of got their growth moving forward. I almost kind of want to focus on some of our little worlds that are struggling more. So hold on. Elisa Prime is at 1.8k. Castor is at 1.2. Wegmore. Oh, Wegmore can't get the upgrade yet anyway, because I'm assuming they can't get that built until or wait. No, they do have the gene clinic. They have it. It's done. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Let's keep moving through. Jarell War could use it. Rawltree could use it. So I think those are the 2 prime targets right now. Jarell War and Rawltree. Which one of these is... Oh, they're both ecclesiastical worlds. Priest juice. Here's the thing, though. I really want our consumer goods straightened out first. We already have it here. Hold on. I'll make a choice any moment. Generator world's in good shape. Industrial world. Yeah, let's do Elysia for right now. We're gonna get all of them done. Don't worry, we'll get all of them. But I'm trying to pick and choose for the time being. Okay. Run that clock. We can only do 2 upgrades right now because you see we're down to 20 exotic gases. Pause the game there. We're still closing in on influence, so we can't get this out here yet. Senate recess for another 400 days. God, I hope we get enough influence to get something pushed forward. Starbase construction complete. Fantastic. Fleet upgraded. That took a while. We had a lot of corvettes in that larger fleet. But you can see our military fleet's fully formed up, modern. I like that. Speaking of which, let's jump down to the Raucous Plunderers here, which I believe are at the Fue station. And let's throw in some more ships. We have 650 alloy. So, yeah, let's do that. Go to our shipyards, go to Fue Station, shipyards, and let's get some Crow class pumped out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 5 more ships. We're going to keep pushing this up. Remember, the higher our naval capacity goes, the more power projection, the more that helps us with our galactic diplomacy score. Diplomatic weight goes up the bigger our navy is. We want to keep pushing that up. We have headroom right now, a lot of headroom. Although we've lost headroom because why? Because we've shifted people away from soldier jobs on some of the colonies and probably moved them into gene clinics or other jobs, if I had to guess. If you recall, each 100 soldiers gives you 1 naval cap, something like that. So we're fine, though. We've got headroom. We'll definitely push up to the 48. Okay. And here we go. New tradition available. Perfect. We're just starting to poke into the diplomacy. So, diplomatic networking. The influence and prowess of our ambassadorial network is a source of great pride to the Fulu people. Embassies +3 unity. We haven't formed any embassies yet. We could, and unity works into our build. Any source of unity. I mean, I prefer priest unity, but I'll take unity from anywhere. Allows advanced diplomatic actions without an embassy. Oh, that's cool. Nice. I like that. Although it's kind of contradictory, like saying you don't need an embassy, but if you have an embassy, you get unity. It's like, okay. And what's the other option here? The Federation. Ooh, yeah, I think we're going to go for this. We must build stable and lasting partnerships with our neighbors based on trust and mutual respect. Together, we are stronger than we could ever hope to be alone. That's right. We want to bring in the Talacuran hegemony and federate with them, if possible. So, monthly Federation cohesion +1. I don't honestly know what that means, but we're going to figure it out together. Available envoys +1. Tech progress gained Federation code +25%. Yes, do that. Do that now. Okay, we are 48 months out from our next drop into that tradition. And then let's just look at our technology real quick. We are resuming the process. This is terraforming. We're trying to resume terraforming machinery on one of our planets. We don't know what's going to happen. Once that's done, we'll get back to naval cap. Once naval cap's done, we should be able to work on that Federation. So we definitely have stuff to do with our society research for the time being. We can go to our situation log and look at our situations. And abandoned terraforming project, 5 months out. Oh, we're going to get an answer to that real soon, which may be nothing. It may be everything. We could gain a new planet if this works. Or it could destroy a planet. I don't know. Anything could happen. What are you going to do?
Spaceborne life form encountered.
Where? Oh, right here. I think we're neutral with those shardlings. We pacify them, and you can see, yeah, the ISS Free Pearl is surveying this little vestigial arm of the galactic territory here. So it's good they're moving in that direction. Close down my shipyard, my star bases for now. Is everyone working? Everybody working? What's the Wise doing? They are not doing jack credit Brockamar. Oh, come on. Let's work on this research anomaly. Yeah, do that for me. Anyone else? Looks like everybody else is doing stuff. Moving to the Rolltree system. Sure, no Spaceborne, where you at? They're just sitting there. Oh, that's right, because we don't have enough influence to claim Zandaban yet. Damn, bummer. And there isn't a nebula here, by the way. We have a lot of nebulas. I want to build space stations in almost every nebula to harvest minerals and exotic gases out of them. This is pretty cool. Okay, run the clock. Run the clock.
Construction complete.
That's Cyban, very good. Watching our worlds, you can see our colonies are being built. Let's pause here. We got Golden Rackham, new trait. Dang it, what did they get? I wasn't paying attention. Scout. Scout is here. Sublight speed plus 15%. That's awesome. Ship hyperlane detection range plus 3. And time spent missing in action minus 15%. Yeah, it's not that useful, but I'll take it. Free trait, what the heck. And construction complete. Cyban, yeah. Do we have another project for you? These guys are going around the long way, the Atalante to Daemon. We're really sort of running out of stuff to do. I'll tell you what, let's pre-position the Conway at Escalon. Because, we got to pursue out at some point. I take that back. Looking at all of the systems that are available, which is the most valuable? Well, Zandaban looks really good down there with that +3 alloy. That'll probably be what we claim next, but we've already got a ship there. So yeah, let's pre-position these guys at Escalon. There you go. Boom. Move there. We're not going to build anything yet. These guys are going around the long way. Who's doing that? Did we lose it? Oh, they're going this way, the very long way. Holy crap. All right, no problem. Running the clock. Cyberx Research Station, very cool. A single badly scorched module is all that is left of a Cyberx Research Station that once orbited Nishpan 1 hundreds of thousands of years ago. The vacuum exposed inside of the module is filled with the dead remains of creatures that are part machine and part organic. That's monstrous. I love it. Interesting. Issue special project Cyberx Research Station? Yeah, I think so. We're going to pause that. But where are we at? As long as it doesn't interfere with our society research moving forward. Has one science ship in orbit, scientist present, finishes in half a year, research. Do it. That's perfect. We're moving through the Cyberx chain right now. I'm watching our colonies. Special project completed. Oh no. Oops. The abandoned terraforming process. Here we go. We'll do it in announcer voice. The aborted terraforming process on Raltree Prime has been completed with horrific results. Whatever alien life form designed the terraforming equipment, their physiology was radically different from ours. The planet has been modified with an ozone-depleting stratosphere. It support life requiring high levels of ultraviolet radiation. Millions of colonists have suffered gruesome deaths as a result. This is the disaster. Colonies destroyed. You can tell now that I don't play these first. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, Raltree, disaster. Colony Raltree's gone. Mother fudger. Was that our priest planet? Did we lose all those juicy priests? Son of a gun. That is. Pause the game here. Oh my god, that is so brutal. New Xenoist faction. Xenoist faction is formed, calling themselves the Xeno Protection Lobby. Let's jump in here. What do we got here, folks? 2 Unity coming off of here. What do they like? They have oh my god, look at all these things. Indirect xenology. Multicultural society. Host at least 4 unique species within our empire will please them. They're xenophiles, obviously. Federated. Yeah, we're working on it. Federation. Okay. I don't know if there's a lot we can do right now to please or displease those guys. We'll just leave it sitting. Hopefully, we'll get more unity out of them. That will depend on whether they can gain more support from the other folks. If you look at it all, it should equal roughly 100%. So they'll live or die. I'm not going to worry about that too much for right now. But we also got a bad trait. Yeah. Watching Raltree be destroyed. What do we get here? Passive. Council agenda speed minus 10%. Oh God. That they are on the council because they're the Minister of Defense. So that slows down our agenda speed for everyone. What can you do about that? Well, you can't get rid of the bad effect. You could theoretically take Slippery Beard and remove them as defense minister and have them just be the governor or fleet commander or something like that, right? They're military, yeah. What are they good at? They're unyielding. They add to our ship hull points as a military leader, right? So that's not as a counselor. Empire effect, ship weapon damage plus 5%, sublight speed is plus 15% as a counselor. So this is trade-off. And then also as a counselor, starbase upgrade cost. So they have 2 bonuses is being a counselor. And actually fortified 2, that's 2 traits there, 1 there. So they have 3 positive counselor effects, 1 negative counselor effect. So I'm probably going to leave them in their job for the time being. That's just a bummer. We're just getting kicked in the nuts here, folks. I don't know what else to say. And then, Xenos faction. Okay. Oh, I'm just devastated that we lost the entire effing colony. Oh my God. Raltree is just gone. It's a tomb world. 0% habitability to us. Unfudging believable, folks. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. We have an unsurveyed tundra world? What? Why is this not surveyed yet? What? Oh my gosh. How have we not surveyed this system? Okay. Ooh, are you moving to do that? No, you're investigating. You're investigating. Okay, when one of these guys finishes up, we're going to send a colony ship in there to finish surveying. I want to find out exactly how decent that tundra world is for us. But I'm distracted. We're ready. We have our 100 influence here. We have 2 things they're pushing forward. The Ready Shield. Diplomatic weight for fleet power plus 20. That was the one we wanted to do. Oh. Okay. The Free Estwanian Confederacy, push that out there. That's interesting. I'd prefer that go through than anything else. Let's jump into our resolutions. Now I don't know if there's anything we want to try and push forward. I would vote for this. So I'd vote for the Ready Shield and I'd vote down the Guardian Angels Act. Now, are they mutually exclusive to each other? Mutual defense is the Ready Shield. Rules of war is the Guardian Angels. So, yeah, I think we can vote for one and against the other. They've already been proposed. What about Reverence for Life? Would we push that forward? We may not have enough time because that costs 150. No, we certainly don't want to vote for that. So I know that's out. Let's just go through them real quick here. Buzzword standardization. Diplomatic weight. Yeah. Upkeep on the priest isn't that bad. I mean, I want to push something forward just for the sake of demonstration here. Regulatory facilitation. I don't want to take the habitability hit, so I'm going to close that. Anything in here? Nah. And again, I only want to focus on things that have decent support. None of these look right for us yet. In here, diplomatic weight from tech. No, we don't want that. Diplomatic weight from economy is at a negative. We don't want that. Close that. I'm pushing through all these real quick here, folks. That one we're going to vote for, yes. Nothing there and nothing there. Wow. So the only one that looks reasonable for us is the buzzword standardization. Extra weight for our economy size, which is pretty solid. So yeah, let's click it. Let's push this forward. Is it our best choice? No, it's not. It's not. I just want to get something out there. Okay, so currently there are 3 proposals in the queue. Let's go to the Senate floor. Let's start with the first one, the Guardian Angels Act. We are a big boo on that, so we're going to oppose it. Boom. Voting down. Buzzword standardization. We automatically support it because we pushed it forward. And finally, Readied Shield. We will support the Readied Shield. Okay, so you can see that the overall scores are coming in at It looks like the ready shield will pass with the majority. Does it give us the overall weight of that? Senate floor? No. Oh, that's interesting. It's not really... Oh, when it calls into session, it'll show which supporters and opponents. But right now, buzzword standardization may not pass. I don't see anyone else supporting it. That may adjust, though, as we run the clock forward. So let's run the clock and see what happens. I'm just wondering if these will drift over time. Trying to see these. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see the numbers are slowly shifting as our... I'll pause, though. We have an anomaly just popped up. Fantastic. This is the orb. We've discovered powerful concentrated energy in the form of an orb. Investigation is advised. Yeah, it's easy. 2 months out. Investigate that. Golden Rackham. We'll zoom back in here. And our clinics are nearly done. Gene clinics are going to wrap here in just a moment. Organic remains, event chain precursors to Cyberx. The ancient frozen remains of almost 1,000 aliens have been found in the vicinity of Isius 5. They come from over a dozen different species, and preliminary dating puts the corpses at roughly 600,000 years old, around the same time as the Cyberx machine consciousness ravaged this part of the galaxy. Yeah, this is like the Matrix, Animatrix, where they are like experimenting on humans horrifically. That's what the Cyberx did. They were monster machines. Interesting. Issue special project, organic remains. Yes, please do that. We'll pause there. We'll jump up to situation log, go to the Cyberx stuff. Yeah, we have another one. It requires, it's just taking time. It's taking up our scientists, our science ships to push these forward. But this is the state of the game we're at. When we finish the precursor Cyberx event chain, we'll get massive rewards. So that's why we're pursuing it. Hopefully it'll give us another planet to replace the one we destroyed at Raltree with that machinery. Yeah. Dude, it's okay. I knew potentially it could go horrifically wrong. And it did. And that's the fun of the game. Yeah, that's right. Good and bad. You just got to roll with it, folks. Like losing an entire colony and all the effort we put in. Here we go. The Cyberx event chain is pushing forward quickly. An analysis of Cyberx research module we found above Nishpan 1 has revealed that the machine consciousness was experimenting with cybernetic life forms. Hundreds of unfortunate prisoners were transported to this facility for the purpose of having their limbs and organs replaced with various mechanical contraptions. Fantastic. The exact objective of these tests remains unclear. There is no evidence that the Cyberx ever made use of cybernetic units outside of this lab. Interesting find. We gained one Cyberx artifact, and we engineering research gained 496. That's good. That helps with our engineering. Boom. Let's pause. Just looking around real quick, just checking the alien ships in our space. It looks fine. There are no constructors or colony ships in our space. That is Free Estwanians, so they're over here. That's their territory. So yeah, I think we're looking pretty good here, folks. We're waiting now for our influence to pop up again so we can start claiming these systems. Our fleets are here at Ditram. We have a fleet at Fu. We have a colony ship en route to Troidum. We are currently... Let's just make sure everyone... Let's close down the military fleets tab. Atalante is sitting on their ass right now. No orders. Up at Nishpan? No orders. Okay, let's send them to... Yeah, let's get them over to Fifi to survey the system, finally. We'll get that done. And it looks like everyone else has a job to do. Different research projects going on. Canway's sitting on their ass because they can't really do anything else for the time being. Let's just check here. Move this out of the way. Is it true that we have everything built up? Yeah. We're at a standstill at expanding our empire for the time being. We just are. There's nothing we can do about that. Here we go, though. Concentrated energy. Check our time. 54 minutes. The source of the unusual energy readings noted at HAL 947 is confirmed to be a small blue orb. The scientists report that sensors pick up tachyons of reverse polarity. What does that mean? Well, tachyons are particles that travel backwards in time. Theoretically, it's a theoretic thing. There's nothing they ever found. And then reversing the polarity on a tachyon would imply that it has a charge, right? So polarity would have a positive and negative of some sort of field. I'm not going to think about it any more than that. I'm just thinking, does that mean that it moves forward in time? That it's just a regular particle? It's a tachyon that moves forward in time? But yeah, let's stop thinking about it here, because it's all nonsense. Symbols are carved into the ground around the object, perhaps placed there by an older civilization. It is unclear whether they are meant as an instruction or a warning. The full inscription is far from translated, but individual symbols seem related to the measuring of time and the relative positions of celestial objects in the QE system. Interesting. We have two options: study the orb, or too dangerous, leave it. It's never too dangerous for us to fuck around with. Here we go. Study the orb or leave it. Now we're going to study it. We're going to study the fudge out of it, hopefully destroying our entire quadrant of the galaxy in the process. That's what I would hope for. Looks like we're just doing it. Wherever that orb thing is, it's just happening. Is our ship doing that? Not really sure. If I look here, they're surveying, they are investigating, they are moving, and organic remains project. Okay, and are you a... Morning Aster is a constructor? No, Morning Aster is our freaking colony ship.
Complete.
Oh, we finished research. Very nice. What do we got here, folks? Improved deflectors. These updated deflector screens are capable of soaking up even more punishment before they overload. New research to choose. What do we have here, folks? Colony development speed. Phooey. We don't have any colonies left anyway. We've destroyed all of them. Field Dynamics Center. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. I love the fun of playing Destroy Your Colonies. It's so much fun. Improved reactor booster. Gravatic sensors. What would that get us? A listening post is a building that goes into our star bases. Sensor range, hypership detection range. That's not really something we need. What did the gravatic sensors get us? Hold on. These would go on our medium or small ship slots. Tracking +5. Tracking +5. Sensor range. Interesting. I guess that would help you with your targeting, make your ships more accurate to hit. I know they were going to go with gravatic sensors, I'll be real honest. Field dynamics. The only thing is Voidborn Mary would be good at that research because it's her specialty, so she'd be able to get through that quickly. Improved reactor booster. Maybe we can use better reactors. What else here? Planetary FTL inhibitors and starbase FTL inhibitors. So yeah, these are either for starbases or on planets. It's a building you can essentially put on there that prevents ships from going into hyperspace FTL, faster than light travel, without destroying the inhibitor first. So it's a defensive structure, but considering we're not at war with anyone yet, and I don't really want to sacrifice building slots for something we don't need, I'm not going to research that. So no on this, no on this, no on the gravatic sensors. I am going to just bite down on the field dynamic sensor here, folks. Do we want to? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to do it. We're going to go with frickin' improved reactor boosters. It's not bad, though, because every time we improve our reactors or our thrusters, we're making better ships. You know, like we're making better pacifist ships. They go faster, they have better shields, they have better reactor power. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just goofing around with the research thing. The no research thing is just totally for flavor. It in no way helps us win the game. In case anyone hasn't figured that out. Here we go. Time flows like a river. This is the orb project, okay? Think tachyons with reverse polarity. While working at the site on HAL 947, Golden Rackham brushed against the blue orb. I think about polarity, though. I think about polarity because when we think about gluons, right, and quarks that make up protons and neutrons, they come in three flavors, three colors, right? Red, green, blue. They're constantly switching states with each other, right? It's like, like, but there's 3 flavors. So it's not a polarity like with magnetism, which comes in 2 flavors, positive and negative. Positive and negative don't mean anything. It just means that it's one of 2 states. It just switches back and forth, back and forth. It's not binary exactly because it's not like on or off. Both positive and negative are on. It's just different polarities. They switch. And that's one type of energy field out there in our universe, right? Like at the quantum field. They can go from positive to negative, right? Back and forth. But when you look at a gluon, it's got 3 poles. I don't know a better way to describe it. And you can go from red to green to blue to red to green to blue to red, or reverse or whatever. And they're constantly cycling through there. Why is it that there are some fields that have 2 states and some fields that have 3 states? I don't know. What about neutrinos? And they oscillate through 3 flavors, right, of neutrinos? I don't know. What about like electrons coming in 3 flavors? Like you've got the muons, right? It's like electrons, muons, and there's one other. I can't think of it what it is right now. It's just crazy. It's crazy. 3 versus 2 versus 1 versus no change. Do any particles have no change? I think if it couldn't change at all, or it wouldn't do anything, it would just be frozen in time, like a photon. Well, photons can have different phases, but that has to do with the wavelength, right? An electron's positive and negative allows things with an electrical charge to be attracted or repulsed from each other. It allows the universe to change, right? Because there's a force being exerted, as opposed to being just completely neutral. Like neutrinos, neutrinos. Did I say neutrinos? Neutrinos come in 3 different flavors. Those oscillate through time amongst themselves, though. They just, as they travel through time, go through one of their 3 flavors. But that they don't really interact in any other way with much of anything. Yeah, I don't know. I find it fascinating, though, that there are different states. I mean, ultimately, it's little energy fields going in from higher states of energy to lower, and then getting bumped out of the lower into a higher again. Is it? Is that what's going on? I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just the little waves and how they all fit together at very subatomic scales that just makes everything else. Makes protons stable? Question. Makes electrons stable? Question. I don't know. I mean, positrons aren't stable because we don't see them around us. Well, or they've all been annihilated by a surplus of electrons. Ooh, I wonder if positrons are stable. I get a feeling they're not, though. At some low level, I think antimatter is less stable, if I had to guess. I mean, what does it mean for something to be made in more production? To have a higher production of regular matter to antimatter? Is that just a quirk of physics, or is that a stability issue? I mean, I guess all stability with all decay of particles has to do with stability ultimately, right? Like neutrons decay, but they're more stable when they're packed in with a proton and a nucleus. Nucleus? Are protons stable at all? We think they are, but maybe not. That's weird. Okay, let's keep going. While working at the site on HAL 947, Golden Rackham brushed against the blue orb. Oh, Golden Rackham, why did you do that, you fool? He later described a vision of time stretching out like a river into the infinite future and past. In front of him, blue energy arced out of the time stream and was absorbed by his body. Fantastic. Let's biopsy that. Although the incident was accurately measured by the other scientists in a span less than a second, he experienced it for more than an hour. After the vision ended, Golden Rackham was certain that time would no longer affect him. With an infinite timeline ahead, he wants to use his time his endless time to explore the universe on his own. We have a Dr. Manhattan on our hands. Son of a gun. Now, our two choices are, yes, safe travels. Golden Rackham receives a small vessel to travel the stars alone. A new scientist has been assigned to lead ISS Free Pearl. Or, no, stay at your post. Golden Rackham gains the temporal trait, gaining the following effect. Leader lifespan, immortal. This is so cool. I love this game so much, you guys. They just Dr. Manhattan Golden Rackham's ass. He's like, yeah, I actually I see how all the little waves wiggle now. It's not confusing at all. When you really think about it at the most basic level, of what's happening in those quantum fields, it is literally just little waves just dancing, and sometimes they reinforce, sometimes they cancel, sometimes they don't interact with each other and just pass by. But it's just a bunch of jiggling. It's just it's confusing. It's hard for us to understand because it's happening so many quintillions of times a second per fucking square, cubic millimeter of space. Quintillions and quintillions of vibrations happening. So to us, it seems really complex, but it is literally just waves just going. That's it, and they all overlap on different levels at different frequencies. And a lot of them are just falling back in on themselves. They expand and they fall back down. The wave grows, the wave falls. The wave grows, the wave falls. And that is what makes air quotes stability, makes stable, condensed matter like us. That's what we are. And the only reason that happens is because things change, and thus the illusion of time. Because these wavelengths are able to oscillate. Oh, that's crazy. So, do we want an immortal leader? Yeah, we do. There's nothing wrong with that. Or we say safe travels and we let him go because he might come back to us. We don't know what's going to happen. There's no guarantee. So, in this case, for the fun of storytelling, we're going to do the thing where we don't know we don't have any guarantee. We're going to say bon voyage, ISS Free Pearl, safe travels to you. So, we're going to pause the game. Free Pearl needs a scientist. We've lost one planet and one scientist on this playthrough. That's been a hell of an hour here, folks. It's cool, though. You know what? We're going to pause there. On our next playthrough, we will choose a new scientist to recruit, and Senate's now in session. Awesome. We'll take a look at that, and hopefully we won't lose any more colonies or scientific leaders. But that's where we're at, folks. If you watch, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.